Welcome to 225 row of circles. So for this challenge over here, we're going to write a program that will have Tracy draw a row of circles all the way across the canvas over here. Each circle is going to have a radius of 10, and there's a total of 20 circles drawn along the x-axis over here. So in order to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to start by getting Tracy into the right starting spot. In every starting world, Tracy starts facing east in the middle of the map at 0, 0. So because we haven't learned the set position command yet, we are going to have Tracy pick the pen up so that we don't draw on the way back. And then we're going to go backward 200 to the edge of the world over here. Once Tracy's over here, I'm going to make my repeated command over here. What I could do is I could have Tracy first start by drawing a circle size 10, and then once I draw that circle size 10, well, it's not going to work yet because I haven't put the pen down. So before I do the circle, I'm going to need to say pen down and draw that circle size 10. And then in order to get to the next circle, I need to move forward by 20, which is the diameter of the circle. But if I do that, I have the pen that's still being dragged. So before going forward, I'm going to have to pick the pen up. And that will then allow me to get to the spot for the next circle. And then basically, this is what I'd need to repeat to draw 2 circles over here. Or I'd need to repeat this again to make 3 circles. And you could probably see that this is going to get a bit cumbersome to draw all these little circles. You'll also note that my first circle over here is a little off the map that we'll address in a little bit. So instead of repeating this 20 times, I'm going to make a loop and call that over here for I in range, and then open parentheses, close parentheses, and then colon. So the range, the number of times that we want it to repeat in this case is 20, because the assignment says 20 circles. And then in order to make it work, because right now it's not going to work, we have to indent to show that these commands over here, everything here, is inside of the loop. So to do that, I can highlight everything, and I can hit tab, or I can individually add 4 spaces over here. So a tab is 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. So for I in range 20, pen down, circle, pen up, forward, and let's give it a look over here. So Tracy's going to go ahead. He's going to draw all those circles, putting the pen down, drawing the circle, picking the pen up, moving forward. But we'll notice over here that if we check our code over here, the first circle doesn't line up with the left side of the canvas. So part of the part of the challenge in this one is figuring out, well, okay, my loop is right. That drew all the circles. My starting spot, well, I don't want to start all the way at the canvas because half of this circle over here is off the map. So it's basically, if literally it's half the circle, that radius over here is, the whole length is 20, the radius is 10, the diameter is 20. So I would need to go backwards a different amount. If I go backward 180 over here, what's going to end up happening is, again, it's still not touching the canvas over here. So it's between 200 and 180 at backward 190. And there, if I start right here, it'll go back by that 10 and forward by that 10 over here. So 190 allows us to draw this row of circles perfectly. So that's the loop. That's the challenge over here, making that line up. And that is 225. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is using a loop, and this loop's able to make our code a lot shorter, more efficient, and also easier to spot mistakes because there's only 5 lines to read through as opposed to a lot that we could have potentially missed a single parentheses in. So I'll see you guys in the next video.